Hello my dear students, we are on lesson number 2 today, that is globe, latitudes and longitudes. Now when you were in grade 3, 4, you might have got the chapter as latitudes and longitudes, and you also know that what is a latitudes and what are longitudes. Latitudes are used for weather reports, for climates, and longitudes are used for calculating time. Now let's read the chapter and understand more about it. In the previous chapter, you have read that our planet Earth is not a sphere. It is slightly flattened at the north and the south poles and bulge in the middle. So in the previous chapter, you have studied that the shape of the earth is not round, it is sphere. That means at the top and bottom it is little flattened. The top portion is known as the north pole and the bottom portion is known as the south pole. And it is bulge in the middle, just like the fruit orange. Can you imagine how it looks? You may look at a globe carefully in your classroom to get an idea. Globe is a true model, miniature form of the earth. So, it is not possible for us to go to the space and see the planet Earth. So, people has made the miniature, means the replica of Earth, which is known as the globe. So the globe, it looks just like our planet Earth. It has all the names of the continents, the oceans. Then we can see the land masses and the water bodies are given some colors. The water bodies are given blue colors and the land masses are given as brown, yellow and then green colors. Now, globes may be of varying size and types. Big ones which cannot be carried easily. Small pocket globes and globe-like balloons which can be inflated and are handy and carried with ease. So globes comes in various sizes. There are big globes which we see in our schools. Then those globes we cannot carry with us when we are traveling because the size of the globe is very big. But there are small pocket globes which we can carry, very small in size, and there are globe also which is like a balloon. We can, if we want to see a particular name or place, we can simply inflate the balloon and then we can see that name. And after that, we can release the air and keep inside our pocket. So it comes in a balloon size also. The globe is not fixed. It can be rotated the same way as a top spin or a potter's wheel is rotated. On the globe, countries, continents and oceans are shown in their correct size. So on the globe, we can see the continents, the countries, the oceans, and that also in a correct size. It is difficult to describe the location of a point on a sphere like the Earth. Now the question arises as to how to locate a place on it. We need certain points of reference and lines to find out the location of place. Now in a globe, we can't see, or when we see the Earth also on the television, we can't see anything on the Earth, anything on the planet Earth. Like we don't even see the names also. We can only see the names in the globe, isn't it? and how much distance it has from one place to another. That also we cannot see. So for that, something has been done in order to locate the places, to find out the exact distance from place to place. You will notice that a needle is fixed through the globe in a tilt manner. So this is the needle. The globe, it is in a tilt manner. The earth is also in a tilt manner. Okay, and this needle, it is known as the axis, which runs from North Pole to the South Pole, which is called its axis. 2 points on the globe through which the needle passes are 2 poles, North Pole and the South Pole. The globe can be moved around this needle from west to east, just as the earth moves. So with the help of this needle, we can rotate the globe from west to east, just like how the earth rotates. See, the earth doesn't rotate from east to west, it rotates from west to east. But remember, there is a major difference. The real earth has no such needle. It moves around its axis, which is an imaginary line. So, but in reality, there is no axis present on the planet Earth. It moves in its axis, and the people has just made the replica of the Earth by also putting this needles. It means the axis. These are the two axes how the Earth rotates. But in reality, there is no axis. It is just an imaginary line. Another imaginary line running on the globe divides it into 2 equal parts. This line is known as the equator. The northern half of the earth is known as the northern hemisphere, and the southern half is known as the southern hemisphere. They are both equal halves. Therefore, the equator is an imaginary circular line and is a very important reference point to locate places on the earth. All parallel circles from the equator up to the poles are called parallels of latitude. So latitudes are measured in degrees. Now the equator. Equator means the line which divides the earth into 2 halves, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Then they have lines of latitudes, and these lines are parallel in measurement. Okay, all the lines are parallel to each other, and these lines of parallels of latitude are measured in degrees. For example, equator, the line which makes the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere into 2 equal halves. This is a 0 degree latitude. Okay, this is a 0 degree latitude. Then comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, counting in sequence. It will be till 90 degree. Okay, when it reaches North Pole. And same likewise, when you come down below the equator, again it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till it reaches the South Pole. It will be 90 degree. So each latitude's measurement is 90 degree. 90 degree here on the North Pole as well as 90 degree on the South Pole. So together, if we add 90 plus 90, it will be 180 degree. So there are 180 degree lines of latitude. Now, there are the equator represents the 0 degree latitude. Since the distance from the equator to either of the pole is 1/4 of a circle around the earth, it will measure half of 360 degrees, that is 90 degree. Thus, 90 degree north latitude marks the North Pole and the 90 degrees south latitude marks the South Pole. Okay, so North Pole till 90 degree we have, and South Pole also till 90 degree we have. We know that the circumference of the circle is 360. So this 360 is further divided into 1/4. So if we divide 1/4 of 360, we get 90. Okay. Now, as such, all parallel knots of the equator are called north latitudes. Similarly, all parallel south of the equator are called south latitudes. So these are the lines are known as north latitudes above the equator, and below the equator the lines are known as the south latitudes. The value of each latitude is therefore followed by either the word north or south. Generally, this is indicated by the letter N or S. If you can see here the numbers 20 degree N, and below if you can see 20 degree S. So N means north and S means south. It is indicated as N and S. For example, both Chandrapur in Maharashtra, where is Maharashtra in India, and Belo Horizonte in Brazil, that is in South America, are located on parallels of about 20 degree latitude. So Maharashtra as well as Brazil both are located in 20 degree latitude. Both the measurements are same, 20 degree latitude. But how can you exactly find that which part is located in northern hemisphere and which part is located in southern hemisphere? So for that reason, these symbols are given, and S symbols are given in order to find out that 20 degree half north is in Maharashtra, or 20 degree half north south is in Brazil. Okay, but the former is 20 degree north of the equator and the latter is 20 degrees south of it. We therefore see that Chandrapur is situated at 20 degree north latitude and Belo Horizonte is situated at 20 degrees south latitude. Because of this symbols only we can identify exactly where the places are being located, either in North Pole or in South Pole. Because the lines of latitude are same in measurement. If the North Pole is, if the north latitude is 20 degree or 30 degree, or we can say 23 degree, then the South Pole will also be 23 same. Okay, so how can we identify? We can identify by using the symbol N and S. We see in figure 2.2 that as we move away from the equator, the size of the parallels of latitudes decreases. So when we move from the equator, the lines of the latitude, it keeps on decreasing. Why? Because the higher we move at the top, the size keeps on decreasing. So this is the reason. When we move to the North Pole, the size of the lines of the latitude will keep on decreasing. And when we move to the South Pole, the lines of the latitude will keep on decreasing. Now, important parallels of latitude. Which are the parallels of latitude? The latitudes are also divided, but which we know that these lines are the parallels of latitude, but each parallels of latitude has some names also given. So which are these? Let us see. Besides the equator 0 degree, the North Pole 90 degree north and the South Pole 90 degree south. There are four important parallels of latitude. So, in previous classes also like 3 and 4, you might have learned that about the parallels of latitude. So now again it will be a kind of revision for you. We have four important parallels of latitude. They are Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north in the northern hemisphere. So first we have the Tropic of Cancer. The measurement is 23.5 degree north. 23.5 degree north means above the equator. It is 20 degree north. After that 21, 22, 23 and a half. So 23.5 degree north lies the Tropic of, here, this is a picture. 23.5 degree north lies Tropic of Cancer. Okay, this is the important parallel line of latitude. Next, the Tropic of Capricorn. Now, Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degree south. We know that all the lines are of equal measurement. So, if Tropic of Cancer, which lies in the northern hemisphere, it's 23.5 degree north, that means Tropic of Capricorn's measurement will also be same like Tropic of Cancer. It is also 23.5 degree south. Arctic Circle at 66.5 degree north. Now Arctic Circle, this is the Arctic Circle. Okay, the measurement is 66.5 degree north. Next we have Antarctic Circle at 66.5 degrees south of the equator. Antarctic Circle, the measurement is also same as the Arctic Circle. It is also 66.5 degree south. So these are the four important parallels of latitude. The first one is Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north. Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degree south. Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree north. Antarctic Circle, 66.5 degree south. Now, these latitudes are known for the climate zones. Okay, from latitudes we can easily find out the climatical situation. What is the climate? In which part of the country is more hot, or which of the country is having a moderate climate, and which country are very cold region. So with the help of the latitudes, we can also find the conditions, climatic conditions of the countries. Now, these are divided as frigid zone in the South Pole. Then we have South Temperate Zone. Next we have Torrid Zone, North Temperate Zone, and then frigid zone on the North Pole. These are the heat zones. Now, heat zones of the Earth. The midday sun is exactly overhead at least once a year on all latitudes in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This area therefore receives the maximum heat and is called the torrid zone. The first zone is the torrid zone. Where is the torrid zone? It lies on the equator. So once in a year, whichever countries are in this torrid zone, they get the rays of the sun directly. Okay, those who are lying in the Tropic of Cancer as well as on the Tropic of Capricorn, this portion, okay, this portion. So whatever countries are coming in this zone, they receive the heat of they receive the sun rays very much. The heat of the sun is very extreme. Next, the midday sun never shines overhead or any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. the angle of the sun rays goes on decreasing towards the poles. First, have a look on this figure. Torchlight falling on a straight surface is bright and covers a smaller area. So, when you place a flash of the torchlight on a particular area, what will happen? You will find that this portion will receive the light very dark, very bright, and then if you see the upper portion and the below portion, what will happen? The rays of the light will keep on decreasing. Why? Because you're focusing only on one portion. Okay, you are focusing in only one portion. So that's why the other portions will not receive the light very brightly, just like this portion. So the sun also works in this manner. The torrid zone is in this portion, and the sun rays are directly falling on this portion. So whatever countries are coming in this portion, they receive more sunlight than the countries which are above the zones, the torrid zone, above or below the torrid zones. Understood? The angle of the sun rays goes on decreasing towards the poles. As such, the area is bounded by the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, and the Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. Have moderate temperature. These are therefore called temperate zones. Now, we know that the sun rays falls directly on this torrid zone. Now, above, when they cross the torrid zone, next comes the Tropic of Cancer. And the Tropic of Cancer lies the temperate zone. We have not temperate zone, and below the we have Tropic of Cancer. And in this Tropic of Cancer, we have the south temperate zone. So what happens? The sun rays are focusing in this portion. So the rays which are falling on these zones, it's very light. Okay? When the sun rays are falling in this portion, in this temperate zone, the rays are very light, and therefore these regions have moderate climate. It means it is neither too hot nor too cold. They have a very pleasant climate. Okay? Next. Areas lying between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere, and the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole in the southern hemisphere are very cold. It is because here the sun does not rise much above the horizon. Therefore, its rays are always slanting and providing less heat. These are therefore called frigid zone. How does the earth move? It moves in a slanting position. It is, say, the circle. This is a circle, for example. This is a circle, okay? It doesn't move in this way. Little bit it is tilted. Okay, it is tilted. That's why it moves in this slanting position. So what happens? Whatever countries are lying on these zones, either those countries, they receive more light, more heat of the sun, and the countries above the Tropic of Capricorn, it receives less. The countries which lies in the Tropic of Capricorn as well as the Tropic of Cancer, they receive less rays of the sun, less heat of the sun. Now, we are on frigid zone. Now, what is frigid zone? It is in the North Pole, which is above the Arctic Circle, and here below the Antarctic Circle. So these zones, they don't receive any sunlight. They receive sunlight, of course, they receive sunlight, but now the rays has become more lighter because the Arctic Circle is on the extreme North Pole and the Antarctic Circle is in the extreme South Pole. So what happens when The globe, when the earth is moving in a tilted, in a slanting way, what happens? It goes down in this way. So the sun also does not, the rays of the sun also does not fall directly on this region, and that's why these zones are the coldest zones of all the other zones. And most of the time, this place is region is completely covered with ice. If you have seen the Ocean, Antarctic Ocean, the continent, Antarctic continent, it is known as a white continent. Why? Because the complete continent is covered with ice. So the Arctic also it is covered with ice, and this region does not receive the light properly, and that's why it is known as the coldest region. Next, what are longitudes? Now, before we are done with the heat of the zones, next we will know that what are longitudes. We have already studied about latitudes. Now we are going to study about longitudes. To fix the position of a place, it is necessary to know something more than the latitude of that place. You can see, for example, that Tonga Island in the Pacific Ocean and Mauritius Island in the Indian Ocean are situated on the same latitude, that is 20 degrees south. Now, in order to locate them precisely, we must find out how far east or west these places are from a given line of reference, running from the North Pole to the South Pole. Now, what are longitudes? Just like latitudes, latitudes are also imaginary lines, and same like this, longitudes are also imaginary lines, but it runs from the North Pole to the South Pole in this way. See, it comes and gets connected here in the North Pole and ends in the South Pole. But if you go to the space and observe the earth, you will not find any lines. It is just imaginary lines. These are just imaginary lines, okay? Now, these are the lines of longitudes. Now, in order to find out the exact location and the exact time, we need the help of these lines of longitudes. Now, for example, see Tonga Islands in the Pacific Ocean. So, the Tonga Island is in the Pacific Ocean, and the Mauritius Island is also in the Indian Ocean. So, both has the same measurement, 20 degrees south and also 20 degrees south of the equator. Okay, they lie both on the south of the equator. But now, how to find out exactly like what is the what will be the time? So we need these lines of longitudes in order to find out the exact location. So in order to find the distance of the place, we need the help of lines of longitudes. These lines of reference are called the meridians of longitudes. So these lines are known as the meridians of longitude. And the distances between them are measured in degrees of longitude. Just like latitude, how it was measured in degrees, same likewise the longitude also, the lines are measured in degrees. Each degree is further divided into minutes and minutes into seconds. So lines of longitude are divided into minutes and also from minutes to seconds. They are semicircles, and the distance between them decreases steadily polewards until it becomes zero at the poles, where all the meridians meet. So these are the lines of meridian. So when they come and meet the North Pole, the measurement it ends at 0 degree on the poles. How many poles we have? We have two poles, the North Pole and the South Pole. So each and every meridian has measurement. Like in Equator, we saw that the measurement of Equator is 0. Why? Because it has divided the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. So same likewise, the lines of longitude has also divided the earth into two halves, which is known as the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere into east as well as on west. So each and every line has measurement. For example, this is 0 degree. Then comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It will reach into 180. Then here also it will reach 180. 180 on the east as well as 180 on the west. Together it will make 360 degree. Okay. Unlike parallels of latitude, all meridians are of equal length. Parallels of latitude are parallel to each other and of same measurement. So meridians are of same length. They are of same length. Okay. Thus, it was difficult to number the meridians. Hence, all countries decide that the count should begin from the meridian which is passed through Greenwich, where the British Royal Observatory is located. So parallels of latitude are of same measurement, but the meridians are of equal length. But exactly they cannot give the numbers. They cannot give the numbers. So that's why the British, what they did, they were the founder of these imaginary lines of longitude as well as the latitude also. That's why the Britishers, what they did, they started the number, they started giving the number from 0, which is in Greenwich, and Greenwich is in South London. Okay, it is in South London. So from there they started giving the numbers from Greenwich. Okay, in this way. So now easily they started giving the other sequences also. This meridian is called the prime meridian. So this meridian which lies on the 0 degree is called the prime meridian. Okay. Next, its value is 0 degree longitude, and from it we count 180 degree eastward as well as 180 degree westward. The prime meridian and 180 degree meridian divide the earth into two equal halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. We have seen that the latitudes have divided the earth into two parts, into two equal halves, which is known as the northern hemisphere as well as the southern hemisphere. Now the prime meridian has divided into east and west. It is known as the eastern hemisphere, and on the left hand side it is known as the western hemisphere. So each line measurement has 180, 180. So together it is 360 degree in total. Therefore, the longitudes of a place is followed by the letter E for the east and the W for the west. It is therefore interesting to note that 180 degree east and 180 degree west meridians are on the same line. If you come back here, one example was given: Tonga Island and Mauritius Island. Tonga Island, and also Mauritius Island. Both have the same lines of latitude, 20 degree south. Okay. Now, which lies in the east and which lies in the west? You can easily find out with the help of this lines of longitudes. So lines of longitude is indicated as W and E. Now look at the grid of the parallels of latitude and meridians of longitude. So this formation, these lines which comes and cross with each other is known as grid. This forms a grid. These are the parallels, the lines running from the equator, which are parallels of latitude, and the lines of longitude running between the lines of the latitude. This is known as grid. You can locate any point on the globe very easily if you know its latitude and longitude. If you know the measurement of the latitude and longitudes, you can easily find out the exact measurement of all the places. See, which is a prime meridian? This line is a prime meridian, okay, which lies in a 0 degree. On the left hand side it is west, on the right hand side it is west. So after 0 it will come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then it will go till 180 measurement. Then from here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till it will go till 180 degree. And the equator, this is the equator which also lies on the 0 degree. Above is a northern hemisphere starting from 1, 2, 3, 4 till it reaches the north pole, it will be 90 degree, and here below 1, 2, 3, 4 till it reaches the south pole, it will be 90 degree. So easily you can find out the exact measurement of the places, but in order to find out, you also have to know the exact measurement of this. For example, Dhubri in Assam is situated at 26 degree north latitude. Okay, Dhubri, Assam, 26 degree north, where above the equator, 26 degree north. If we count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere it will lie here in 26 degree north, isn't it? 26 degree north. Then, and 90 degree east longitude, and 90 degree east longitude from here. Where is east on the right hand side? 90 degree means it will somewhere go beyond this. So 90 degree east longitude. Now you can find out the distance easily. Find out the point where these two lines cut each other. That point will be the location of Dhubri. So take a reference of the globe and see the measurements. The measurements are already given, 26 degree north and 90 degree east. Now you find out exactly where Dhubri is coming, where the place Dhubri is coming. And Dhubri is in Assam, okay, on the northeast. To understand this clearly, draw equidistant vertical and horizontal lines on the paper. Say, vertical and horizontal lines are given. Okay. Label the vertical rows with numbers and horizontal rows with letters. The vertical rows with numbers. Vertical rows with numbers. Okay. Vertical rows with numbers. Horizontal rows with the letters A, B, C, D. Then draw some small circles randomly on points where these horizontal and vertical lines intersect each other. For example, see this vertical line and this horizontal line means this is the longitude, long lines, longitude, and this is the lines of latitude. These are intersecting here. One is intersecting here, second it is intersecting here, third here, fourth here, fifth here. Okay. So 1A, then 1B, 1B. Then here 3C, then 3D. After that 4E. Now, name these small circles as A, B, C, D and E. Let vertical lines represent east longitudes and horizontal lines as north latitudes. So the east longitudes will be written as E, and the horizontal lines, these are the horizontal lines, so it will be as north. Okay, north latitudes, lines of north latitude. Now you will see that the circle A is located on B degree north. Circle A, this one is located on B degree north. Okay, and 1 degree east longitude. 1 degree east longitude, this one. Find out the location of other circles. So same likewise, you have to find out the location of other circles also. Next, we have longitude and time. How can we calculate time with the help of the lines of longitude? The best means of measuring time is by the movement of the earth, the moon and the planets. The sun regularly rises and sets every day. You know, the sun rises in the east and the sun sets in the west. And naturally, it is the best timekeeper throughout the world. Local time can be reckoned by the shadow cast by the sun, which is the shortest at noon and longest at sunrise and sunset. When the prime meridian of Greenwich has the sun at the highest point in the sky, all the places along this meridian will have midday or noon. So when the sun rises and when the sun rises on the east, see the earth, how does it rotate? It rotates on the east, towards from west to east. So when the sun is rotating from the west to the east, what will happen? Whatever countries are lying on the east, they will receive the sunlight directly. Either they will have midday or noon. As the earth rotates from west to east, those places east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich time and those to the west will be behind it. The rate of difference can be calculated as follows. The earth rotates 360 degrees in about 24 hours, which means 15 degrees an hour or 1 degree in 4 minutes. 15 degree means 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes. 15-degree hour or 1 degree, it means 4 minutes. Thus, when it is 12 noon at Greenwich, the time is 15 degree. Every 1 degree means 4 minutes. Just keep in mind that every 1 degree is calculated as 4 minutes. And that's why when Greenwich is having 12 noon, so what will be the time? So the calculation will be like this. 15 into 4 is equal to 60 minutes. Okay, 15 degree and 4 minutes. It means 60 minutes. Therefore, 1 hour ahead of Greenwich time, which means 1 p.m. But at 15 degree west of Greenwich, the time will be behind Greenwich time by 1 hour. It will be 11 a.m. So, when the earth is moving from the west to the east. So when the earth is moving to the east, every lines of meridian will keep on increasing by 4 minutes. And when it reaches the west side, it means it will keep on decreasing by 4 minutes each. Okay, just keep in mind. Prime meridian, this is the line of prime meridian. Okay, so it will move in this way. It will move in this way, and the sun rises in the east. So when the earth is moving, rotating from west to east, the lines of longitudes, it will keep on increasing. Each line has 4 minutes, and when they reach the west side, the lines will keep on decreasing by 4 minutes. At any place, a watch can be adjusted to read 12 o'clock when the sun is at the highest point in the sky. That is, when it is midday. The time shown by such a watch will give the local time for that place. You can see that all the places on the given meridian of longitude have the same local time. Now, why do we have standard time? Why we need to have a standard time? The local time of places which are on different meridians are bound to differ. The local time, each and every places have their own local time. So, there are also different on the meridians because I told you that each and every meridian has minutes and these minutes are also converted into seconds. So all the lines of meridians are either increased by 4 minutes or decreased by 4 minutes. It will increase by 4 minutes when you are traveling to the east and it will keep on decreasing 4 minutes or subtracting 4 minutes when you are traveling to the west. Very simple. For example, it will be difficult to prepare a timetable for trains which crosses several longitudes. In India, for instance, there will be a difference of about 1 hour and 45 minutes in the local time of Dwarka in Gujarat and Dibrugarh in Assam. It is therefore necessary to adopt the local time of such central meridian of a country as the standard time for the country. In India, the longitude of 82 half degree east is 82 degree 30 degree east. Half degree means 30 minutes. Okay. 82 degree, the lines of you can say latitude, and 30 degree east means the lines of longitude. It is calculated in minutes. It is 82 degree 30 minutes east. Next is treated as a standard meridian. The local time at this meridian is taken as a standard time for the whole country. It is known as the Indian Standard Time. So, because of this time zone is taken for the whole country, which is known as the Indian Standard Time (IST). Kabir lives in a small town near Bhopal. He tells his friend Alok that they will not be able to sleep tonight. A day and night cricket match between India and England had started at 2 p.m. in London. This means that the match would begin at 7:30 p.m. in India and finish well into the night. Do you know what is the time difference between India and England? So find out the difference of time between India and England. India located east of Greenwich at 82 degree 30 degree east. Okay, Greenwich, where the line prime meridian line divides the east and the west. So the standard time is the measurement is at Greenwich is 82 degree 30 minutes east, which is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of GMT. So it will be 7:30 p.m. in India when it is 2 p.m. noon in London. So 5 hours 30 minutes. Okay, 5 hours 30 minutes. It means when we are having morning, the London like the difference will be 5 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, between India and London. So like when we are having evening, they will be having afternoon 7:30 p.m. in India and when it is 2 p.m. noon in London. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 5 hours 30 minutes difference between India and London. Some countries have a great longitudinal extent and so they have adopted more than one standard time. For example, in Russia, there are as many as 11 standard times. The Earth has been divided into 24 time zones of 1 hour each. Each zone thus covers 50 degrees of longitude. 50-degree longitude means it is 4 minutes counting. All the lines of longitudes will be of 4 minutes each. That's why Russia is having different standard time. Now it was the end of the chapter. I hope so you might have understood the chapter very well. And to understand more nicely, you can go through the globes and have a survey more on this standard time, how we can calculate the time. Okay, so we will meet. I will meet you in the next session. Till then, take care and thank you.